Friends, and I'm doing an impromptu live today. It's not going to be a very long one. It's going to be relatively short. So, um, yeah, I'm not sure if anyone will join because obviously I haven't scheduled this. It's just completely ad hoc impromptu, just to really test out the live settings. Now, I think I did one, or was it two other lives previously, and I did struggle a little bit with all the settings. So I'm going to see how this works out. Now, I plugged in my Rode microphone today, but I'm not entirely sure it's actually working or picking up. And I also need to really see if I can find this live on my channel so I can see the chat. Actually, I can see the chat on my phone. That's great. I didn't realize I could do that. Okay, great. I'm just going to try and bring that up on the screen. Okay, that's fine. And I think there's nothing on the chat, so that's fine. Oh, Christy, hi, love. Um, you can hear me. That's fantastic. That's really good to know. And thank you so much for joining. It's not really going to be a long one. I'm just really testing out pouring mediums at the minute because obviously I think you and I had a very long conversation the other night, and I've been struggling with the pouring mediums that we have over in the UK. Hi, Marie. How are you doing, love? Are you all right? I hope you're having a good day, both of you. I'm really glad you can hear me because this microphone's given me no end of trouble since I've had it. And I know like Darren recommended, Nath really recommended it, but I'm rubbish with this kind of tech. And I when I record with it actually off my phone, my voice gets all warped. So I end up having to do loads and loads of voiceovers, having to replace the ones that sound really weird. But maybe it's to do with how far it is from me and that sort of thing. I probably need to talk to Venom about that. Maybe it has to be a certain distance. I didn't read the instructions, of course. Um, it's really great you're both here. I hope you can stay. It's not going to be a long one, like I said. I just want to really do a quick bloom and see if I can do it because I know, Marie, you asked me about the recipe, and like I told you, it's just been they changed the recipe a while back now, and I haven't done a bloom for a very long time, not a proper one. You saw a couple I did the other day on the ornaments, these ornaments on my other video, but the problem was that it was just they weren't that good, not compared to the ones I used to get, because the premium has changed, the Valspar base C that you get from B&Q, and because it changed, I kind of need to thicken it up. There's a lot of gloss in there, it's very slippery, so although the cells start off looking good, they get really bad afterwards. It just doesn't look good. So anyway, I'm not gonna dilly-dally. I'm just gonna quickly. Oh, hi, Mike. Thanks is with Advax. So everyone who's watching later, I'm just on the live a minute.
What did you want though?
No, yeah, I can't find my mini blower. I've looked everywhere. It might be in the summer house.
The orange one.
Yeah, I really needed it, but it doesn't matter because obviously I'm having difficulty blowing with my chest today. But okay, so yeah, I'm kind of recovering. I've got some sort of chest problem, so I'm trying to avoid coughing. It's tricky. But yeah, I'm gonna have to blow it out because I can't find my mini blower. I've turned the house upside down today in the last half an hour trying to find it, but it's been misplaced. I think one of the girls must have nabbed it and played with it or something. Anyway, let's get on with it. So I'm going to show you my colors today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a very small coaster. It's only, I think that's 4 inches by 4 inches. Sorry, you can't see that very well. 4 inches by 4 inches. I've sort of, because these are glazed and you can get them in most tile shops, they're glazed and they're perfect really for blooms. But the problem was that the sides, if I could get another one from under the thing, I'd show you, the sides were not glazed. They were sort of uncut or whatever you call them. You could see the ceramic basically. So what was happening is I was doing test blooms and the paint was getting sucked in on the sides and it was not looking great basically. So what I've done today, just a quick prep this morning, is just paint it excuse me, just paint the sides with a bit of acrylic white paint, and I've let that dry just so that it doesn't suck in all the moisture from the paint and end up cracked and looking terrible. Your blower is messing up, is it? Push the cord into work and hold it. It hates you. Oh, bless you. I've not really used mine that much. I've seen like Shan B Fluid Art if anyone wants to check her out. I've seen her use it a couple of times. She's really, really good at it. I think Venom may have been giving her tips, but she's really great with it. She really does control it a lot. I did want to have a go with it today, but never mind. They're not that expensive, I think, Marie. I think I got mine for about, well, I suppose it is a bit for what it is, really. It was about £18 here. I had to order it through Etsy, I think, because they were quite hard to get the original. You had to get the world's smallest blower, and it had to be the orange one, not the green one. The green one, I think, blows way too fast. An orange one is just right, but there's a lot of knockoffs on the market from China, which are nothing like the actual one. They either blow too hard or they don't blow enough. So just be careful if you are ordering, if you get the right one. Yeah, around 20 bucks it is. That's right. It's about £18 or something over here. Do you need a compressor? No. You only need a compressor if you're using an air, which I have here, airbrush. Actually, I could have used the airbrush, right? I've got an airbrush right underneath me. So here's my airbrush, which I barely ever used. I mean, one of the things was I was talking to G, and he gave me a whole kind of coaching thing on the phone about using the airbrush, and I still haven't got around to it. It's just too much to do, isn't it? Anyway, let's crack on. Let's talk about colours. So what I've got mixed up here, I think this will be useful for you as well, Marie, because you asked about the bloom. In the UK, we have a different recipe. So what I've got, first of all, is my cell activators, and I've used Amsterdam, because Amsterdam paints are really quite dense, as in they're heavier, okay? And you need that with the cell activators. So other types of paints that you can use, and they're very hard to get here, are Atelier. I got these from thefluidartexpress in the States. I think maybe they've got a branch over here in the UK somewhere, but they actually came really fast. These came with all my lovely TLPs, this little piggy pigments, and I'm yet to actually mix this up. I forgot I had them and they were in a drawer, so I forgot to actually mix these up. Sorry, I will do it next time. But I've heard they're really, really good, because they're also very dense, and you need dense paints for your cell activator. So my cell activator is here. This one is actually, let me grab it, my Amsterdam lamp black. Okay, I prefer oxide black over lamp black, by the way. It just looks a bit better when you blow it out. I don't know why. Maybe it's slightly denser. I should really look up the chart for density, but I find that oxide black works well. I couldn't find that today, so I'm using the lamp. I mix that up around 2.5 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part paint. I've done exactly the same ratio for my white. My white is titanium white with Amsterdam again, a dense paint, and it's this consistency. I hope you can see this. And it springs back up. Watch it spring back up. So you can see it's really watered down. Okay, I think the white I added a bit more. I kept adding a little bit more Floetrol again and again. And you can do this with American Floetrol as well. You can do it with water and paint, actually, with slightly less great effects, but it still works. You can still see cells if you use water. And there's lots of great artists out there, as you know. I mean, Sheldon has a lot of CA mixing recipes on his channel. I know Venom has as well. So lots of cool people out there showing you the recipes, Marie, if you want to look. And also, obviously, in the UK, you've got Erica Hughes. She's the first person I kind of went to look at how to mix the recipe up. So now for the colours. So here I have got, I'll grab it for you. This beautiful bright pink is actually Amsterdam Quinacridone Rose. Wow, I pronounced that right, I think. First time. Quinacridone Rose. Sorry. And the yellow, got a lovely vibrant yellow. Okay, and you can see this is the consistency. It was slightly a tad thicker than I really wanted it, but I got fed up of mixing, so mixing in water. So it barely really leaves a trace, and within a second it's gone. Okay, hope you can see that. That yellow is actually Amsterdam Azo Yellow Medium. Sorry, that's so close up, it's right in your face. And then I've got a beautiful colour, which is a violet. Excuse the mess on my it's just really messy, this pot. This violet is gorgeous. So the violet is actually Pebeo, run out now as this is empty. Pebeo dark cobalt violet hue. That's a very long name, isn't it? Oh, it's an opaque colour. Opaque means you can't see through it. So you've got transparent paint, semi-transparent, opaque. So quite a few different types. And I try to mix them up. When I do a bloom, what I try to do is have a combination. So sometimes I'll have a metallic in there, sometimes an opaque, and another one which is semi-transparent. So I tend to try and mix it up. I don't know if I have today. Most of them are opaque actually, but I think there's a few semi-transparents here. So next up is the red, and there's two colours in this red because I really wanted a gorgeous, rich, Christmassy red. It's slightly thicker. Now all the paints need to be mixed up in exactly the same consistency, so you do need to add a bit of water if they're not. Otherwise what happens is when you spin your bloom out, each paint will move at different speeds and then you lose your cells and you get distorted cells or wonky cells, and you'll have other problems with drying as well if the paints are different consistencies, such as when it's drying, the denser paints will dry quicker, I think, and the thinner paints, which have got more water obviously, will dry slower. Sorry, my brain's not working. And when that happens, you get all sorts of issues. You can get flocculation, you can get all sorts of things, cracks and other problems, and it doesn't look good. So those are just a couple of tips that I've learned along the way. I did start learning about blooms on my own way before I did the Sheleeart course, and I eventually did the Sheleeart course, but only after I managed to crack it with the then pouring medium, which worked in the UK back then. But it took me about 3.5 months of solid research and trial and error and a ton of fails before I figured out how to do a bloom properly and actually get it to work. And then suddenly Valspar decided to change their base C paint, so I was back to square one, but I haven't done it for a while. So I think, was that all the colours? No, there was the green, so I've got the green here. Let me just show you. God, that's just thickened up loads since I mixed it. I'm going to just quickly spray some water in that one. And let's mix that up quickly. So I'm not really bothered about bubbles at this point, otherwise I'd mix a lot slower probably. There we go. And again, Christy, Creations by Christy, she is the queen of doing like blooms. She loves blooms, one of her favourite. I think it's a go-to technique as well. She's very good. Go and have a look at her channel if you can. Creations by Christy. Lovely, wonderful human being, and a really good friend. Honestly, she's been so supportive ever since I've met her. She's amazing. And then the last colour then as well. No, that's it, wasn't it? That's all the colours. So I've done the colours. The green was actually, sorry, the red was a mixture of Amsterdam Naphthol red medium, which has got a slight orangey tint to it, but I mixed that up with a dash of Extreme Machine Metallic Ruby, which I love this colour. It is such a gorgeous colour. I'm a big fan of red, as you know. With my birthday collab coming up, we're using red in our pours. So watch out for that. I think it's the 3rd week of January that we're doing it, 22nd. And be a really cool lineup of artists, including Marie Louise Art, who's actually on the chat here. She's fantastic. So this is my red, a combination of the two. Now, what have I mixed this up with? Well, I'm not going to be able to get it, but what I've mixed it up with is today. What I've mixed it up with is something that was sent to me in the States, because I am a Colourarte affiliate with Leslie Onstad, and Colourarte are an amazing company. I'm going to try and get into the camera. This is Vivid Polypore. Okay, and I have had problems with trying to mix this and get it to work, because I found that it mixes well, the cells look great, and then when it's drying it starts getting wonky and crazy. But I managed to fix it last night, because I think what was happening was my consistency was off. So the problem with blooms is you have to have similar or thicker pillow, in terms of consistency, similar consistency colors, and then a slightly thinner CA. That's where I believe it goes as, and Christy might disagree, other people might do it differently, but that's generally how it works. So there's 3 layers. You've got the pillow at the bottom, which all your colors sit on, and then you layer your colors onto the pillow. The pillow is normally any silk or satin wall paint that you can get from a hardware store. A lot of them do work, a few don't. I know the home base didn't work for me because I ended up having lots of pearls coming up. Actually, there was an ingredient in there that just didn't work for me. It was just, you'd have a beautiful bloom blown out, and then the next day you just see half of it's missing and there's all these ghost pearls in there instead. And the pillow was doing that with the home base one. So there's a couple that do work. Valspar works, Valspar silk. What other ones work? I'm trying to think now. Johnston's works, and they've got hundreds of different colors, so they're great because you can have lots of different color pillows. Anyway, enough of me jabbering. I'm going to move the colors off. I'm going to do a quick bloom. I hope I don't drop these. And again, Australian throat troll is very expensive for us here in the UK. It's quite hard to get hold of as well, but you can get hold of it from a few different places. You just need to make sure you get a good batch, which is hard to predict, but if you want to know, I'll do a longer video and I'll show you every single ingredient, how I mix it up as well. Okay, let me see what I've missed on here. Oh, your uncle was a director at Johnston's Paints, was he, Mike? He's retired. That's great. Okay, you're okay with any house paint as long as it's not ceiling paint. It has a chalky texture to it and will crack. Oh, we use the one called ceiling paint over here in the UK. It's called walls and ceiling, actually. So a lot of the paints over here that are for the house, you know, as in the walls, they're called walls and ceiling for some reason. So I know what you're on about though, Christy. The chalk paints don't work, definitely, and the gloss paints, really, I don't think they work as far as I know. They're just too slippery, you know, the cells kind of slide around on there. But I know the satin works, and eggshell actually works, Marie. Eggshell, you can get that as well. Eggshell or satin or silk usually work quite well. Oh, hi, Linda. I didn't know you were here. Fantastic. How are you, lovely? I hope you're well. Oh, free resin sounds a dream. God, it's so expensive, isn't it? Bet you wish he was still working there, Mike. Okay, let's get on. So where's my... Okay, yeah, so we might have a few problems. One of them is that my house paint, my silk Valspar house paint, you can see it here. It's the trade one. It's got a tad bit of water in it to thin it down, but I've had this decanted in this bottle for 6 or 7 months, probably longer. So for some reason it's thinned itself. It just, I know I've stirred it up and everything, but it's quite thin. So like I said, the pillow normally needs to be quite thick to hold up the colours, or the colours tend to sink and everything moves around because it's just not, it's like a foundation of a house, you know. But I think this might be slightly on the thinner side. I just haven't had time to take the lid off and let it dry out a bit more, which you can do. So let's get this pillow on. So again, don't expect amazing results. I'm still just using products and things that okay, it's not going to come out, is it? Oh, okay, but I need a pin. Let me see if I can get this to come out of. That's a good start, isn't it? I haven't used it for so long that it's decided to clog up on me. Oh, get in there. Okay, that pin might have worked. Will it come out? No. Okay, right, let's try again with something thicker. Oh, I've got a bit of some dry paint in it. So here you go. Can you all see this? I hope you can. Oh, I forgot to turn the light on. One sec. Oh, it's all glooped up inside. Let me pop the light on, see if that helps a bit with the visibility. Right, is that okay? I don't know what colour that is. It's gone a very funny orange. My other half bought me this lamp, and it's great, except it's one of those lamps that's got 15 million settings on it, and I can't be bothered to work it out because you just want to switch it on, don't you, and have it done instead of having to figure out how many settings. It's got like all these other weird coloured lights, and all you want is white light when you're filming, really. Natural kind of white light type of thing. Come on out. Oh, I've got to keep unclogging this thing. I should have probably checked this before. Try again. Okay. Right, I'm just putting my pillow down now. I'm trying to. Oh, tons came out. So I just want to cover my... I mean, not everybody covers it. Some people put a big round blob. Okay, what happened then? I knocked this. Hi, Danielle. Right, I've done that. And again, I can see it's flattened out so quickly that it's actually really thin. Not the best thing, but oh well. So I'm just gonna do something really unconventional and just take it all the way to the edge. I'll put a bit more pillow in the middle then. And you can't see it from the angle, most likely. I don't know if you can see it from the angle, if this is even actually a good idea, having a lamp. Maybe it's not. It's gone dark, hasn't it? Try that off again. I think you can see it better without the lamp. So you can't see it from your angle, but this pillow I can see it's got a million bubbles in it. So one of the problems with having or having a pillow with a ton of bubbles in it is that it's all very well until it starts drying, and then you get all these kind of measles type of spots coming up. And if it's a white pillow, you'll see it really well, and it kind of ruins it a little bit. I'll quickly show you my other one, which is dried from earlier or yesterday, and I'll show you what I mean. It's actually still drying, so it's not 100% dry because it's quite cold in here today. This is the one I did yesterday, and if you look at it, you can see there's tiny little white dots. Can you see those on the corner? That's the pillow coming through, and what that is actually bubbles that burst through the top layer of colour. And because there was so many bubbles in this pillow, I have no idea why it's been sat stationary. So maybe I need to change my pillow paint to something new. This is what I mean. It's forever testing things and troubleshooting, figuring out why things are not working as well. You can use Flowchart best to have figured out. For me, it's 2 parts. Yeah. Yeah, Flowchart can be used. You've got the US Flowchart over there. We've got a Await over here, Marie. So it's massively thicker, our Await compared to the US Flowchart, I think. Okay, so what we're going to do is just try and burst some of these bubbles. I don't like to do this to house paint. I hate torching house. Not the best idea. You should have some ventilation where you are. There, that's fine. And then again, where do I put that now? Today my brain is mulch. Is that it? Maybe not. Well, there it is. Right. So I'm just going to pop a bit more in the middle, so I'm making a bit of a puddle in the middle. There we go. It's probably way too much, but we're going to spin it out anyway. So let's do it. Okay, so which colour do you fancy first? Whoever shouts out the colour, that's the colour that's going down first. So we've got yellow, pink, violet, red, green. Purple. Okay. Violet, purple, yep, no worries. So I'm going to do a very different type of bloom today to what I've done in the other one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the colours so you can like actually see them at the end, I hope. So I'm going to put them in like blobs rather than all over each other. It's very... Right, here we go. So that's my first colour. And I probably want a little bit extra on there. I've been watching you, Christy, do this, and you've done it so many times, but I still struggle. Okay, so what colour should we put next? Has anyone else voted? Yeah, base is the pillow. They call it the pillow because it's the Bloom technique, otherwise it's normally a base for all the other techniques. Okay, I'm just gonna put in every colour. So let's have a look. Let's do some red. I'll put that right next to my purple. Can you guys see it, or is it actually quite dark? I don't know whether to put that lamp on or not, because it's miserably dark here in the UK. It's honestly, it just, oh, it's just so dark. Okay, we got that one on. Ooh, yellow, beautiful. And again, think about which colours you put next to each other, because obviously with the colour wheel, you've got complementary colours, contrasting colours, and if you put two colours next to each other which looked really good together, basically, or mixed together well, that's really nice because you can get multicoloured cells sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down first, and then let's put the green here. I'll put pink across the top, that's what I'll do. So I'll put the green here now. I don't know why this spoon is in upside down. I think it's just, you know, like I have the glue steering sticks here in the UK, and I find that I prefer them because they're so quick and easy to wipe away. And also the paint peels right off them, whereas the mixing sticks that I was sent from Colourarte and from the other ones that I get, such as these ones. Oh, can you see that? They're a pain to clean. I hate cleaning, so I try and do things that get things that I don't need to clean that much. Oh, I need another spoon because I realised pink hasn't got a spoon in it. Oh, gosh, that's a bit thick. Okay, I'm gonna put this pink round like this, so you get a bit of it in all the colours, and a bit in the middle because I quite like the pink. It's super thick, isn't it? I really hope this works now. So I've done that, and you can see that, I hope. Hope you can see it. I'm just going to quickly torch any bubbles out. Probably not many. And again, I can see there's something that shouldn't be in there. So a bit of gloop in there that probably shouldn't be in there. See that? There we go. Get off my... Okay. Right, so we've got that. I'm just going to show it to you. That's what it looks like. And then I keep knocking the phone. Sorry, it's just in a really weird angle right here. Now, should we have the black or the white cell activator? I really want to go for black. I think it might look cool with the black. Both? Tonya wants both. Gosh, am I feeling adventurous enough to have both? Oh, I don't know. I think the next one I'll do both. I think I don't want to risk it because I'm not 100% sure my white one has got hair in it. It's got an eyelash in it. I think I'm going to go for black. Sorry, Tonya. I'll do another one with both, okay? Because what happens when you put two together is you get a nice, like if you put white first and then black, you get a nice outline around your black, basically a white outline. So, oh, I can see more bubbles have come up. 1 minute. See them pop? I don't know if you can see that. Cool. Okay, so again, you need ventilation. If you've got anything like a chef's torch or any sort of fire hazard, please make sure you use all the safety precautions for those things and you operate them in a proper way, because I'd hate for anything to happen. So again, if you've got kids in the house as well, or pets and that sort of thing, just be careful. So we've just centralised that because it was a little bit lopsided, and let's see what happens now. I really wish I had my blower because I'm going to have to take this off screen and blow it out, and you're not going to see it. So I'm putting my cell activator right in the middle. I'm putting a good dollop of it on. I probably don't need this much, but and I can already see the nice little hazy halo over the top. And I'm going to take this now, I'm going to blow it out. So I'm going to blow straight down in the middle and then recede my head back so it blows out into a wider circle. Oop, I've gone straight into my pillow. No matter. You do have to take your time with this bit. Okay. I've got quite a lot of black there, which is slightly worrying. I probably needed a lot less cell activator, I think. But this is what it's starting to look like. I'm going to take you off the stand and just show you it, if I can. It's quite hard when the phone is actually tethered to the microphone, sorry, the microphone. But I'm just going to move that back a little bit. So, oh, can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. Maybe the light needs to go on again. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. Oh, that's better, isn't it? You can see it now. Thank you, well, honey. It's not my birthday yet. It's my birthday on the 22nd of January, but that's really sweet. So that's what it's looking like. It's looking really cool. I'm going to try and spin it now. Okay, guys. I didn't really measure it today. I just kind of went on consistency. I eyeballed this. So you can see lots of little cells. We've got green, and this is what happens when you put them in little puddles. You've got that yellow section, you've got the red section. It's really quite pretty, isn't it? We've got that purple that Christy loves, and the green. So, and the pink in the middle, you can see that. But there's a lot of cell activator there. I did put in way too much, and what's happened is it's pooled in the center. So you can get a straw now. I have got a straw here, and you can like blow into the middle to try and get more cells out. You can also make the cells get bigger by blowing on the cells. I'll show you. See that yellow one get bigger? So you could do that to them as well. And now what I've got to do is I've actually got to wait a minute or so, because when I blew it out there was a dip in the middle, so you want all of that pillow paint to go back under, and some people actually just whack it. I don't like doing that because this is a glass turntable, so it's a lazy Susan. But people whack it, really. They pick it up and they whack it because it just makes it all level out again before you start spinning. And that helps you stop distorting your cells. Oh, Tonya, you have to go to work. Thank you for joining me, lovely. It's really sweet of you. It's great to speak to you on here. And I hope you have a fabulous day at work, love. Bye, Tonya. So we're going to spin this now. I'm just going to cover up things that are going to get splattered. Let's spin it out. I'm going to start slow. Oh, how pretty is that? Sorry if this makes you dizzy. It makes me dizzy. Just have a quick look at which way it's going. Now, if you want it to go this way, you can just move the tile. Okay, so you just go the other way a little bit, the opposite way. I've taken quite a fair bit of pink green off there, but I think it's okay. I think I'm just going to keep spinning. I'm sure it'll just keep spreading. Thanks, Christy. I do love the colours. They're quite bright, aren't they? I mean, the last one I did was actually all extreme sheen metallics, and I wasn't a big fan of it because I think because they were all metallics, it sort of, I don't know, it just didn't look right. Pretty, but not quite what I wanted. And I made the cell lines really blurry as well. So it's nice to have a mixture of different types of paint. Opaque, transparent, semi-transparent. Oh, how pretty is that? I like this one. You can still see all my little white dots from my terrible pillow paint. Sorry about that. It is a gorgeous rainbow. It's cute. There's this corner you can see. It's not quite come over. Help it along. Tissue. I'm not as messy as you, Christy. I used to be really OCD in my younger days, like super. My house was like a show home. Now, ever since I discovered pouring, it's the opposite. So I'm falling over things. My floor, if I showed you around this room, you wouldn't believe it. But it's just a tons of stuff everywhere. It's just, and then a little bit more. It's gone well, and the reason we spin it out is sorry. The reason we spin it out is because we want as little paint as possible on the surface of the tile so it dries well. We want it to dry well. We don't want it to be too thick because then there's too much motion with the cells moving around while it's drying, and you lose the wonderful design you get. If you were to use untinted paint, no wax. So when the recipe for the untinted paint base, Marie, is normally untinted paint base mixed in with what's the word I'm looking for? Polyurethane varnish. And there's a couple that you can use. You can use Josonia. It's a bit pricey over here. It's also a little bit hard to get hold of. I have got some. I got it from a company called Josonia's UK. I think that's a UK branch. So I've finally managed to find somewhere that's sold it after months of looking, and I don't know if they're still around. I think they should be still around. You can order from them. You can use Josonia if you're happy to spend the money. A cheaper alternative is Vallejo polyurethane varnish gloss. That's another one. I can show it to you if you like. If I can unplug you. Can I unplug you? Okay, while I'm spinning that up. How pretty is that? That's really cute. I like it. I just don't like the measles on it. Oh, does it crack? Does it? I have used at the Vallejo one without any problems before, but maybe it depends on which one it is. There's another one called Varathane Triple Thick, and we can't get that here at all. It's a bloody nightmare. Sorry for swearing. It's a nightmare, but you can get it shipped over from the States if you're willing to pay the taxes and all extortionate fees. Maybe somebody who's watching this knows where you can get it in the UK, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked for a long time. I just wanted to show you my messy. I'm going to try and move. Right, where can I go? So if you look at this, I'm just going to show you my mess. I'm holding my microphone, so it might sound a bit weird. So this is a Vallejo polyurethane gloss varnish, Marie. So that's the one I've used in the past. It does work, as far as I know. I didn't have any problems with cracking. I know Christy, I don't know if you use the same one, Christy. Oh, that works. That's great. Yeah, it works for me. It's cheaper. It's a much cheaper alternative to that one, which is just pricey and pointlessly pricey. You can see it's gloss varnish, can't you? And it says polyurethane. And these have to be water-based, by the way. There's people who are using non-water-based and they don't work. Yeah, so the only other one I was going to say is that one. Okay, so I've got everything. I've got the polyacrylic, never really used it. I've got the other red tin, wherever that is. And then all these vivid, I've not really bloomed with enamel yet, but I know you can mix gloss, you can mix varnish into this and use it for a bloom as well. What else was there? Yeah, so I think, trying to think what. Well, these are my paints, by the way. Sorry, I should have tidied up a little bit. These are my paints. This is how I currently store them. Because I need to find a better way, a solution, because it's quite hard still. I mean, I can pull these drawers out and then look for a paint. And then there's this other one. I've got a piece of glass here, but there's the other colours. They're all in a bit of a mess at the minute. These are my alcohol ink stuff, and some at the top here, which I tend to use a lot, those colours. So, and those are the Vivid Intense. I don't know why I'm showing you this room. So, and those are some of the spray paints I have. These are all the knickknacks for my mixed media things. So yeah. Anyway, let me just show you this again. Let's go back over here and try not to see what's happening. So what we need to check for now is whether there's much movement. If I pop you back here, sorry, I don't know, can you, oops. Right, this is probably going to fall off because it's not a very good stand. It's a terrible stand. He got it for like £2 off TikTok or somewhere. It just got me this little stand, and it's really lightweight, it's like a feather. Oh, hi Angelia. I gave you a shout out on my last video with the Christmas baubles because people need to go to your channel and watch the ones you did. They're amazing. And I think I gave a shout out to Louise McKay as well, because I love her work. Both of you are amazing. And oh, hi there, Laurie. Hi, I just gave a little tour, well, basically one wall of the mess that is my home office. You really don't want to see the rest of it, but it's covered. My walls are covered with paintings, and it's just a big mishap here. I need to tidy. You will not believe how much of a mess it is. I can quickly show you how much of a mess it is. That is my table. It's a dip. And that is my wall with all the stuff on those boxes at the top. It's my stuff, and you want to see the rest of the room, trust me. So yeah, I'm on lunchtime. I'm doing admin for work from home today, and it's the last day of work, so I cannot wait for the Christmas break. So here, I finished this, so I don't think it's moving much. I've moved most of it off now. I've got a scraper. Again, I'll quickly show you what it looks like now. Unfortunately, we do have some measles from that terrible pillow paint, but it's really, really pretty bloom, and that's how to do a bloom with multiple rainbow colours, if you like that sort of thing. And again, the black CA really did do wonders. It's really good. Again, if you don't have Australian floral, you can still do a bloom. I'm gonna probably do a kind of side-by-side of different cell activators at some point. There's all these things that I promise, and I never get time to do it because I have a full-time job that's quite demanding and two very little kids who really need me a lot. So I do really want to do one, though. I think I want to do a side-by-side of just water and Amsterdam paints as a cell activator, a side-by-side with Australian Prochol, and yeah, I mean, there's couples, isn't there? So I can just do a test of all and see what the difference is between them. But again, you know, if you're stuck for money, I know most of us are, you can use water on paint. It does work because it's really the density of the paint that does the magic. But people do love the Australian floral stuff as well. Now, if I torch this, I know what's going to happen is actually going to make this worse because that pillow paint has so many bubbles. It's going to literally come through and all the bubbles will burst. But so these bubbles are naturally bursting at the minute. This is why you've got these little white polka dot type of things here. And if I fix my pillow paint, I get a different pillow paint, or wait for the bubbles to disperse, or maybe even try and get rid of the bubbles somehow, I think it'll get a lot better. Right, okay, so are there any questions? You want to make sure you don't overspin too, it'll make your cells wonky. Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you, Christy. Brilliant tip from Christy there. Oh my god, my phone's fallen over. Can you hear me? I just realised it's yeah, it's not fixed. It's literally just propped up on a box. So this is how unprepared I am today. Hi, Nanette. How are you guys? We do want to see yours. What do you want about, Christy? Give us a tour. I think we should do a big collab where we give a tour of how messy our art rooms are and see who wins. Hi, Laurie. I hope you're doing well. You did amazing. I really want to give that a go. What you did. You're if anyone here hasn't seen Laurie's piece for the Christmas collab with the Fluid Express, please go on her channel and have a look at it. It's absolutely stunning. I'm in love with it. She did a big blowout bloom, and one day I'll attempt one of those. But it is really gorgeous, and the blues and the icy colors are gorgeous. That'll set you off, Christy, having to clean your room. You'll still be messy with it. Yeah, that section is tidy because my husband actually said he came in there and he went, "You can't live like this." I said, I know, I can't see the floor." And he said, "Well," I said to him, "Why didn't you just build me some shelves or just at least install the shelves?" But the problem with our walls is you can't really install shelves very well in the walls. I don't know what it's made, some sort of black mortar and in between the bricks. So whenever you drill in to the wall to put a shelf up, you get all this wobbly mortar coming out, like crumbly dust, black stuff like coal, and the shelves don't stay up. So I said to him, "What can I do then? Like maybe you could build a shelf unit on top of my dresser thing, that's just standalone and not fixed to the wall." So he just ordered these. I think they were Habitat or something, box shelves, those cube ones, and two of them, got them at a deal, put them up, and that's why that wall looks not so bad. um yeah, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to tidy up and make it look tidy. So that side of the room is really tidy. The other two sides of the room are not that tidy, and I can't even paint on that table you just saw because it's just too much stuff. I don't have enough space. Anyway, enough about that. So I think that's it from me. I'm gonna probably sign off now. I hope that was really useful or helpful. I did want to do a bloom one because I am testing things at the minute, and also Marie did ask me, and I felt really bad that I didn't answer. It's just been a manic few days, weeks. It's just been crazy. I've been teaching non-stop for 3 months straight, and when you stop and you suddenly go, "Oh no, I'm run down. I need to recover." So this Christmas I will be recovering and enjoying time with my family, having a nice roast on Christmas Day with my kids, and just having lots of quality family time, I think, going for a nice little walk and just enjoying each other. That's why we work, isn't it? To enjoy time with family. So I hope all of you have a wonderful time over Christmas. I know that I'll probably be speaking to you, most of you guys, on chat and messenger as well. And but I just want you to know that I love you all very much. You're fantastic people. You make my life so much better, brighter. Um, and I hope I do the same for you. So I'm going to sign off, and I will speak to you very soon. Thank you for joining me today. And that's it from me. Bye. Thank you, Angelia. You are so sweet. I hope everything's well with you. Thinking of you. And I hope you enjoy my video I did of the 12 Paws of Christmas, trying to, do a good bloom. I'm not sure I did the one there, but maybe I'll try again. But bye for now. Thank you. Bye, Artlaw, Laurie. Bye, Marie. Bye, Christy. Thanks for joining me. How do I stop this? I think it's the cross button. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.